friends. Welcome back. Wynn Reagan, Associate Director for the Center for Worship and the Arts, and I'm here with my good friend David Bailey, and we're continuing a conversation that we've been having on songwriting. And our question now, we want to turn to our theme, our topic for the summer at the Center, and our theme and topic for Animate Flex, this new program we're running this summer. And so that theme is rest, resting in God. So, David, when we think about this theme of rest and resting in God, what does that look like as a songwriter or a producer or just in the process of songwriting? What does it look like to rest in God?
You know, when I think about rest, I think about Jesus's invitation to like come who are all weary and heavy laden. Just take my yoke upon me and learn of me, and because I'm meek and lowly in heart. And one of the things that you see in this word yoke. When I was a kid, I thought it was like egg yolk, like yolk with a YOLK, and it's actually yoke YOKE.
You're like, my yoke's pretty easy too.
right. My scrambled eggs are awesome. But like it was actually they used to have these ox, and there was this like wood that would have two ox to be able to like work together to engage in labor, right? To kind of cultivate the land. And so as I began to understand this text a little bit more, God's invitation, Jesus' invitation to come all the weary and learn. So you're working and you're tired, and there's a tired and exhaustion that can come without working with God. And he's saying that like my yoke or like my mechanism to help you work is like you don't get out of working. What you do is that I am the other person in that yoke helping you to like do this along by yourself. It's like one thing for you to kind of like do agricultural labor by yourself. It's another thing to have an ox that is stronger than you working alongside you. And that is Jesus' invitation and our work. So I think like as you're doing a songwriting, like there's work of songwriting that you need to do, but you need to do it in a way that knows that Jesus is alongside you doing that work. As you're working those writing those 10 songs, those 100 songs, that 500 songs, that 1,000 songs, like Jesus is with you writing those songs, helping you to edit, helping you not only the Spirit is not only just with you in the inspiration of it, but it's also in the labor of it and the editing of it and all of that stuff and the production of it, and try to submit to that process as you do. You try to pursue doing excellent art.
That's great. And it also makes me think about something you said earlier. And I think about for our young songwriters, there's a lot of terror and lack of confidence or struggling with confidence that goes into songwriting, especially early on. Yeah. And, one of your suggestions was, look, before you tell me you're a bad songwriter, you go write 100 songs, you go write 500 songs. Then we can talk about it. Don't just go write your 1, 5, 10. Yeah. But even in that, like we think psychologically in songwriting, what a great word this is too, that the yoke is easy, the burden is light because Jesus is carrying the burden. And that this idea that you are enough in and of yourself. It may be that you're not called to be a songwriter, but if you are, trust that God has called you to do this in this moment. Yeah, trust that God's called you to experiment. So lean into that. Jump out in faith. Don't worry about whether you're good enough, but seek to discern and pursue God's call towards that.
Yeah, I mean, I would even encourage you, like, to see songwriting as a spiritual discipline, right? Like, a lot of the texts that, I have my own personal spiritual discipline of, like, just reading the Bible and understand, like, listening to the Bible and meditating on the Bible. When I have a hard time sleeping, I put the Psalms on and I just, like, listen, or Proverbs on. If I'm, like, dealing with anxiety or wisdom, I'll just put the Bible on and just, like, marinate in it,
Yeah.
But there's also see songwriting as a spiritual discipline. Like when I go to prepare a sermon, I sit with that text a really long time because I basically have to spend 10, 15 hours working on a text so that I could speak anywhere between 20 to 35 minutes, right? And so I'm taking 10, 15, 20 hours worth of content and I need to get it down to 20 minutes to 35 minutes so I'm not like torturing people, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of like that's a great spiritual discipline, right?
Yeah.
So even in like that, like there's so much stuff in those 10, 15 hours of study of a text that doesn't get into the sermon, right? But it's still worthwhile for the Spirit to be at work in my life. And that's the same thing with songwriting. Like if you just like, there's only going to be one person that's going to um get this song, in this, or maybe two, I don't know. But like, there's going to be a selected amount of folks that are going to do this song, right? Like to actually the song in this particular competition, or I don't competition might feel like an inappropriate word, but I digress.
Sure, competition, celebration,
So yeah, and so like, just the effort of spending 15, 20, 40 hours in God's word, trying to distill these concepts to say it afresh, like that's a reward already.
Yeah.
Like you don't get a chance to spend this much time with God, and you like working with Jesus on writing a song, that's a great reward. And it's a bonus if like, Urban Doxology gets the chance to produce it and perform your song, but like see that as the bonus, but see the work with Jesus as the benefit.
I love that. I mean, this contest that we're doing, sure, it's a songwriting contest, but it sounds like we are also hosting a spiritual retreat for you, at your house, as you write these songs.
Yes. Yeah.
That's great. Thanks, David.